DnD here with another player tip this time. Second in my series on player tips in general. I just realized I showed my hand, and yeah, that's where my cat just ripped the crap out of me. It's kind of related. The video is going to be on trust. I don't trust my cat anymore. I want to start with a story here so you can kind of understand where my thought process is for this player tip. My players had, through their actions and their inactions, unleashed a zombie outbreak on the Gold Quarter. A section of the city that I had that was set off for the richest, and as part of this outbreak, the walls separating the Gold Quarter from everything else went up. The setting was kind of Eberron-esque, high magic setting, so they were very used to using magics in these ways. The city had gone through plagues before, and as a result, their defenses for it were very well thought out. Now, my players, unfortunately, had a number of NPCs that they actually liked within those walls that they wanted to rescue, along with the promise of gold and valuables and anything else. In they went. Underneath the city, through the sewers, and as they kind of battled their way through the various monsters inside, they managed to make their way in. As they traversed the city streets that were ruined and destroyed, they realized that the damage had been done. This place was not going to end well. A number of dead NPCs, some they knew, some they didn't, and a number of other things occurred, and eventually they made their way to kind of humanity's last stand within the Gold Quarter. They ran into the guard captain among other people, and when they found her, and she told them that unless the cause of the outbreak was dealt with, wizards were going to be sent in to destroy everything and everyone inside, burning everything to ash and starting afresh, as that was the general protocol if the outbreak could not be contained. And it's a sensible plan in general if you have an outbreak like this, if you're talking zombie apocalypse kind of style of stuff. The adventurers, of course, didn't want this to happen and tracked down the source of the plague to a mansion, the alchemist who they had spoken to before and who had started the plague in the first place. They've battled a number of zombies and things outside, and as they made their way into the mansion proper, they found a number of zombies, a vampire spawn, a morgue, and an ooze made of purple tentacles. Now, as the battle commenced, a number of things happened. The zombies were killed, the morgue died, the vampire spawn was injured, as was the ooze. However, it came down to the ooze and the vampire spawn still alive. Now, the vampire spawn at this point said, his strength is weakening. If you kill him, you kill the ooze. I will be free, and all this can end. And they killed the ooze. The suspicious and cynical among you will have realized that the vampire was probably lying, that he was interested in his own self-preservation and in so doing had lied to the players in order to keep himself alive, and inadvertently the DM had lied to the players. Here's where the tip comes in. The DM will never lie to you. His NPCs will, and they are not the same person. The trust you build up with your DM is not the same as the trust you build up with an NPC, and it is difficult for a number of players to work this out and see how this plays out. This is not the only example of this occurring in my games. A number of times NPCs have lied to players and they have believed them, with no insight check or anything like that necessary or needed. And these were NPCs that the players had just first met. And then the reason for that is because they trust me as a DM. They trust me not to lie, and I wouldn't. As a DM, I will never lie to my players, but an NPC, I will. I will frequently do it, especially in the areas that they happen to be in. Villains lie. Good guys lie. It's worth bearing in mind as a player. When you're talking to an NPC, is he lying to you? Can you trust him? Can you trust her? Can you trust anything that those NPCs say? They have reasons to hide things from you. Part of that is the design of the stories that the DM is trying to tell you. And part of that is because not everyone wants to tell you their life story at the drop of a hat. Trying to work out which is kind of the fun. Thank you. If you like this video, do leave a like, a comment, and please do subscribe. Helps me out. Oh, And if you happen to be in the Norwich area over in the UK, I'll be at the Norwich Gaming Festival this Saturday and Sunday. Come have a look. I'll be there as part of XNPT Games. We'll be displaying our new game Out of Office. And thank you. Peace out.